Hello again, everyone. Welcome to the Options Mentor. And still, we hover around all-time highs, which were 62.90. We closed on Friday at 62.59. So the market was still feeling pretty euphoric into the weekend, disregarding any kind of negativity. However, on yesterday, this is Sunday, but yesterday, President Trump announced 30% tariffs on Mexico and the EU, which was more than expected. So there's a lot of negative sentiment now. And I expect that tonight, whenever the futures reopen at 5 Central, the S&P futures will probably be negative. How much? Well, numbers are all over the board. I've seen 1 to 1.5%. I don't know that I believe it'll be that strong, but it's possible. We have come up a long way. And if you look at when we made that 62.47 all-time high, we dropped like a rock after that, or 61, excuse me, 61.47. So it's very possible that we could drop, uh, a decent amount, or it could just be maybe a minor one. But I don't think there will be a lot of positive momentum in the market in the morning unless something new comes out. Of course, a lot of folks feel like, these are just negotiating tactics, may not even happen, which can maybe buoy the bulls a little bit. But I do think that overall, because we're up so far, and they has been struggling the last couple of days to punch through that 6,300, I think we could have a down night tonight, maybe even a down day tomorrow as the market digests this news. And looks like it'll be at least September before a rate cut possibility. And so there's a lot going on there, but there doesn't seem to be a lot positive. That hasn't stopped this market before, but maybe it will since they've made this big new thrust up. And another factor, we're getting to July and August they can be very low volume. A lot of traders are on vacation. So that can affect things too. That can actually make up and down moves a little more profound sometimes on lower volume. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I want to go back to something that's a little wider because I suspect we may want some width in our trade tomorrow. So let's take a look here. Trade we've looked at a lot. It's been very successful. And that is, of course, the double long diagonal, as I call it. This is a double diagonal, different than the traditional diagonal in that the longs are closer to where we're trading than the shorts. You can see here, I just modeled it as if we were at the close Friday at 62.60 essentially. I went up to 63.10, bought a long call, and then sold the short call 5 points higher. And then I went down around 40 points and I bought the long put, sold the short put 10 points lower, as we do, because if you don't do the calls 5 points wide and you do them 10, watch what happens over here. It gets much worse. So if I did this, you can see we're down a lot more money. It's not as symmetrical. Now it's better if you go up, kind of bullish actually. But if you don't, then that can be a problem if we go down. So I think you're a little better off, a little more even here. Still, not much damage up here, a little more down here. However, this is a long Vega trade and volatility will certainly help you if the market goes down and volatility goes higher. So that's a good factor for being able to take a little bit more chance on the downside because volatility is going to elevate the structure. Now, what will be important tomorrow is I don't know where we'll be trading. Now, if we're up over 20 on the VIX, I might not do anything. I might just hold it there. If we're down a couple hundred points or something, then we might want to wait till Tuesday and see if where the dust settles. But if we're a little higher in volatility, this could still work. The way you really want to make sure you do this is you can go out different amounts up and down for your longs. But the thing is with these, you have to remeasure once you figure out this, take a guess really where you want your longs to be. The proof that they're in the right place is for this sag not to be too severe. In the center of this sag, I'd like what I use as a measurement is what would I make on expiration. So if you look over here at the blue number, when I put the mouse here, you can see it says $884. Now I'm not staying till expiration if I can help it, but what that tells me is if I'm making way over half of what I paid for it by then, that tells me that my theta burn will be a lot faster. The closer these complexes are to each other, the faster you'll burn theta. However, you are taking bigger chances, right? Because you don't have as much room. But you can see here with this trade, we got 6140 or even a little beyond that, 6370, well over 200 points wide. So you have a lot of room in this trade, which is what we want. And when you do this style of trading, what I call the income style of trading, we're looking for positive theta to come our way. We're being like the insurance company. We sold you insurance. We hope everything stays pretty calm in here. And as time goes by, we get to collect the premium. Same thing. You're getting to do what they do, and that's the idea. So day to day, you might, in fact, when you first put this on, you may be down a day or two, could be even longer. Volatility also does affect this trade. If it goes up for you, it's better. If it goes down, it can hurt you. Not necessarily destroy the trade, but it's, can slow it down. So you have to be patient whenever you're in this style. Sometimes people get very impatient that when they first get in this style, they'll put on these trades and they'll go, wait a minute, nothing's happening. Oh, I've been in it 3 days and I'm flat, or maybe I'm down a little or whatever. That doesn't matter. As long as we stay inside of this graph, we'll probably be out of this trade in probably on average 4 to 7 days after you put it on, somewhere around there. Sometimes it can be a little longer, particularly if you have to adjust it. Sometimes it can be even faster. So just be patient with these. These aren't your normal trades. This isn't set it, put it on, and wake up tomorrow morning and you expect to be going to the moon. No, but the idea is, hey, you put this on, you thought the market was going up, we'll say, and you wake up tomorrow and we're down 40 points. So what? You got all kinds of room, nothing to worry about. What if we're up 40? Once again, all kinds of room, nothing to worry about. That's the concept behind this trade. We're going to let it move all over. We're not going to get hung up in day-to-day P&L and or where the bid-ask spread is or any of those things. It can be quite crazy at times. We're not getting hung up on the deltas or no, what we're doing, we're watching this expiration graph, where the price is. We want to stay within the expiration graph. If it's staying within, not getting close to the edges, all good. That's the concept. Now, if we get close to the edges, of course, we can always adjust it. You want to learn more about adjusting? You need to join my service over at arimer.com. All the links are in the description. I have a trade alert service, and you can bundle that with a service where you can get an opening bell session from me 5 days a week, about a half hour before the market opens, where it's a group session, talk about what's going on. 2 days a week, we look at live trades in the afternoon together, Traders Lounge. So a lot there for you. And take a look at it and compare that price to what you see elsewhere and see if you can find anywhere else where you get that kind of access to the mentor, that kind of day-to-day interfacing with the mentor, plus trade advice, trade suggestions. You can follow me on a trade. So that's a lot that goes on there, and I think that you'll find it's a great value. You can learn to trade while you're doing it, with the idea that you're following me at least, who should have a lot less losses than the regular beginner. Of course, I do have a lot less. So I think you'll find that's a great value and a way to learn. And also, I forgot, speaking of access, you could also join my Slack channel, which will be part of that service. You'll get to be on Slack, which is a chat interface, talk to me during the day. All the trades I suggest for the service will come out to you before I ever do them right there on Slack. So it's interesting. That's how you learn more. What I'm showing you here is the basics of the trades. How do you set these trades up? What are you thinking? If you really want to learn how to manage trades actively, set goals for yourself, then you need to do something like join that, or even one-on-one mentoring, which is even a step above that. Just contact me for that. I can give you pricing and how it works. Just you and I with one-on-one mentoring in a Zoom meeting room. I can talk to you further about that. If you want to email me at theoptionsmentorspx@gmail.com. And as always, I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe and notify buttons here, the notify bell. That'd be great, so you know when my videos came out. And I'll be back here with you next week for another edition of the Options Mentor with some great trade ideas. Have a great weekend, folks, and a wonderful trading week. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.